He's like, I don't really watch Hallmark movies, to be honest, but he goes, are they always this beautiful? When you see that picture of Churchill Downs, you immediately recognize it as Churchill Downs. She comes out from behind the camera and she's like, are we allowed to have that much chemistry? Is that allowed in a Hallmark movie?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Heart Emotion podcast. I'm thrilled to welcome to the podcast Andrew Walker. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm great, thank you. I hear you have an exciting day right now on tornado watch.
It's
So
Missouri. It's the Midwest. It's what we do here.
yeah,
We had winds, getting out today. It's super duper windy. And I think of my California friends, and you hear in all these movies about the Santa Ana winds. So we're
yeah.
having the Santa Ana winds right now
And for us,
in Missouri.
it's usually in the fall, and we have to worry about fires with those
Oh, yeah.
because
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
what picks up the ambers and
Yeah.
allows them to travel and stuff. But anyway, we all got our
You
state to
take the
state. We all
good
have
and you
our
take the
yeah.
bad. We
I
have
know.
beautiful springs here, but then you always have
Hmm.
the other stuff. But it's going to be great to talk to you. So all is
Yeah. Well,
well.
thank you for having me. I'm so excited
Can we
to
talk about,
chat
first of all,
and
our
nice
shirts?
nice T-shirt. Yeah, that's actually one of my more favorite ones. I really like that one.
I picked
Uh,
this one because of the A. I wanted the AW to be nice and big, and
oh,
then the
thank you.
Kentucky part. So to me, and I like the color. I wanted
The
something.
color's great, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got this one on
I went
today.
a little big also. Like anybody watching this is a medium because they're unisex. And I normally would get like a small, but I kind of wanted to be able to have a few big t-shirts. So I went big on this one. So
Great. I'm glad you're saying that too, because people are like, what should I order?
yeah.
What size? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So I didn't get to see yours again. What do you got
This is
on?
mine right here.
Oh yeah, that one's great. There you go.
Uh,
Yeah, that one's
Kentucky
great.
Louisville with the spire and the
Okay, so
horseshoe.
talk about this because this is a fun new collaboration for you. It's always fun because I would introduce you as an actor and an entrepreneur. So this is another fun little adventure for you.
Yeah, I kind of find myself in these funny situations. Opportunities kind of happen, and no, Jenny, who started Dressing Festive, she had reached out and she said she wanted to do some things together, and I said, well, I got my Derby movie coming out. Why don't we start there? And so this is what we came up with together. Originally, she's amazing. She's got these designers she works with. She gave me so many ideas, but I wanted it to feel cohesive. So there's a bunch of the AW was
Yeah.
branded out kind of with the AW the way you see it on your t-shirt there. And there's some funny little Easter eggs in some other t-shirts, like the one with the spires.
Uh-huh.
There's an AW underneath one of the
Totally.
spires there. Yeah, yeah. And then all there's baseball hats that go with color coordinate with all the t-shirts as well. So you can either get both, or you can do a t-shirt or a hat. And yeah, so I'm personally, I'm deciding what the proceeds are going to go to. I'm kind of taking a beat and letting people just get on board in the
Yeah.
bandwagon here, and hopefully everyone's going to have their merch by the time the movie comes out, and then I will be figuring out a charity of sorts to donate the money to. So
That's fantastic. And
yeah.
and then you got more to come, like next movie, do it again or something else, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea. Jenny is really agile and she prints everything made to order. So depending on what the movie is, and depending on what different styles we choose, she can she'll make all whatever whoever wants to order, she does it on the spot. So it's not like we have to hold on to this huge inventory of
Yeah.
goods either. So it's great. She has an amazing business model, and she has great designs. I think the hardest thing for all of us is like first off, I wouldn't go out and print my own things that have my initials on them, or it just yeah, it feels a little much. But but I I was like, Jenny, what do you think we should do? And she came up with these designs, and she already knows with what sells at Christmas Con and these other things that she makes the merchandise for. So she really ran with it,
Yeah.
and I appreciated that.
Well, and I get Jenny because I was thinking even when mine was sent by and like really good quality, like this thing's gonna like last. I was thinking, you know what, if I'm at the next Christmas cruise or if I'm back in Kansas City or whatever, and I wear it on a day, everybody's gonna see the AW from far away. So it's like people, it's okay. Let people buy
Yeah,
the
yeah.
AW if they want to buy the AW. So
I'm good with it. If you want to buy that, I'm very happy with it, and I will sign that, and I will see you coming too, and I will give you a big hug for sporting that. But no, she did a really nice job. I think the t-shirt, I think the all the designs are really nice. Like
yeah,
it's actually stuff that I would wear.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a great shirt. I mean, I'll wear it even aside from Hallmark stuff. Like, I'll wear it. And that's kind of why I'm like, I want to go a little bigger because when I'm like just enjoying myself about going into town, I'm like, I'll wear this. So,
that's amazing. And so the idea behind the upside down horseshoe is
yes.
that it's a symbol that represents that the luck won't run out.
Mm,
And we actually say that in the movie. And Hallmark has come out with this hero necklace that's in the movie as well. And we'll talk about this, I'm sure,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
that the movie is kind of, we brought in some elements of Titanic and how they it's the catalyst to the beginning of the movie of how they take you back in time and how this couple has found each other based around this necklace. And so that's that horseshoe. The horseshoe that you're wearing right now is the actual necklace that Hallmark
Got
has made as
it.
well.
Yeah. And it's a pretty necklace. I've seen it
It's a
on the
very pretty
Hallmark.
necklace.
It is really pretty. You said signing stuff. I don't know. This was in my closet and I haven't had a chance to show you that I have this. And I just want to take you down memory lane for a minute. You remember this?
Oh, look at that. The
The, the
towels.
towel.
That's
We were at Rama
great.
Drama. You were giving these out at Rama Drama. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
It's getting cut off because of my green
It
screen.
was, yeah, yeah.
There you go.
That's
Those were fun.
That's Debbie Laribis, who runs my Facebook fan page group. She decided that we should do something for people, and I was like, well, why don't we do the little blowing of the kiss?
Yeah. It was great. It was fun. It was something different than just the standard, sign the pic
Yeah,
thing. So fun. I had to
maybe I
show
gotta
it.
bring those towels back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk about? So I got to briefly chat with you, Hallmark Christmas Cruise, which was so much fun. And I want to brag for a minute on you because, first of all, there were I'm going to give you give everybody listening or watching three different reasons why Andrew is one of the nicest people on the planet. You
Oh,
probably don't even know this. So, night one, we have the stage, everybody comes out, introduces themselves. And you guys were great to like stay back. People, are flocking the stage, signing autographs. You guys were great. And you literally leave the stage, go down on the pool deck, create this massive line, and I'm watching it all from up above. And I leave. I literally go check out Silent Disco. And I
yeah.
come back, and you still 2 hours later. And
Yeah,
I
I
got it on video, but I'm just like, look what Andrew Walker does. Like
oh
two
man.
hours later, you're still on the pool deck signing
I thought I
autographs.
was gonna get through that line in a few hours, and as I kept standing there, I'm like, it's not really going down. This
It's
line's not
not
really going
because
down. I don't
anybody
know.
walking by the pool deck is going to be like, oh, I'll get in this line.
And I felt so bad because then there's the people that waited for a few hours to get up to the front, and I had to call it at a certain point. I needed to be somewhere else on the ship, but
Yeah.
look, we're there for you guys, and it would, and we wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the fans. And uh, I think in the previous year on the cruise, when all of us had left. And this is the beautiful thing about my peers, and we all feel the same way. It's not like, there's a few outliers. It's everybody was like, how can we make this experience feel more exclusive and special for people in the next few years to come? And I think one thing was like, people were rushed in and out of places so quickly. And I think we all decided, we're like, look, we need to find time to have moments with people. And so wherever, I know for me, speak for myself here, I know wherever I could find free time to go downstairs and just say hi to people, I'll try to do that on the cruise. And
Yeah.
that's why we're there. So
Well, we felt it. And I mean, from you, but from the others as well. It was so noticeable that, because I know you guys didn't stop, like nonstop. And it was very
yeah,
noticeable that there was this effort of, we are here for you guys. We're going to go hard for the next 3 or 4 days. And so it was very noticeable.
that's so
Another
nice to
time,
hear.
yeah, upstairs practicing, have my back to you. You could have walked right on by. Like, walked right on by, and I would have never even known you were there. And you like grabbed my attention and said hi, congratulated me for being up there singing with Jenna Claire. And I'm like, you didn't have to even do that. So thank you for that.
Well, that was nerve-wracking to be singing with Jenna Claire and you holding your own. Honestly, you like incredible. You blew me away. You could have been on stage with her on Broadway.
Well, we had a little bit of voice strain, so we faked it and she covered for me. But you guys were so gracious. And I think, this is just how you guys are. So gracious no matter what, to just like build people up. And even in that moment, knowing, I mean, you and Rachel got up there and killed it with everybody else on Summer Love. So if you want to talk about
Thank you.
singing, and I should insert, I have really good video footage of that. I should put that into this interview.
Oh, do you? Okay.
So I'll insert that right here and insert.
Please. Yeah.
Okay. But no, I just always want people to know when those things happen that it is noticed. I was so appreciative of it because, like you said, I'm sitting there having a little bit of voice strain and I've got people sitting on the couch watching me and I'm like, oh my goodness. And then, you make that little bit. And then again, when I get done singing, and come up and congratulate me. And I was just so thankful. And I didn't have a chance to tell you that. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. No, you did a great job. It's the beautiful thing about the ship is that everyone, you could say or do whatever, and everyone is so accepting and courteous, and just there. It's just full of love. Like everybody is there for each other. We're all part of this wild, circus that we've been taking on with Hallmark here, and can found each other through this, through this amazing brand. And yeah, so I think, yeah, as much as we also are hard on ourselves going up there and going, are we going to give something of value to people? Like, do we just know that really anything we do, that we're going to have that support? And same with you, stepping up there. And a lot of people, we're all at the age now where we all know that that's tough. To get up there on stage is a very tough thing to do. And 95% of those people there in the crowd wouldn't have it in them to get up there and do what you did, and you did. And I think it's they recognize that as well. It's one of those things that, as I get older, I don't have the judgment that I used to have when I
Yeah,
was
I'm
younger.
the
It's
same way.
just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I can, even talking with Jenna Claire, we got done and she looked at me and she said, you did it. And I was like, I mean, that was
Yeah.
the environment from everybody there. So I totally agree with you. It was just a great environment, great place to be. Love the talent show. Do you think that will, or what did we call it? A variety show?
The
Right.
variety show, yeah.
That was so much fun. Do you think
It's
that will
fun,
happen
eh?
again?
Yeah, I think so. I think that they're trying to find, like, it was just the second year, right? So
Yeah.
I think they're trying to find a consistent or cohesive type of uh show, where it's like, we're not Broadway singers. Jenna Claire kind of brings, she she brings that out in a lot of there's a lot of there's a lot of
A
talented people.
lot.
Like Nikki's can sing, Wes Brown can sing, uh Lacey can sing. She was on Broadway back in the day,
Yeah.
like all these people, Jonathan Bennett, all these people can carry a tune. And so I love that Jenna Claire had stepped up and said, had petitioned to do this, and I think people liked it.
It was good. Yeah.
It's
Good
not
feedback.
our, it's not like what our bread and butter is. We're performers. We're actors primarily, and Tamara Mowry can sing, and like, oh, and also
Like
Heather Hemmings.
almost everybody on that stage, because even like, I mean, Ben Ayers has a guitar with him, Kevin McGarry can
Yeah.
sing. Like I'm going down and I
Yes.
think nearly every single person up there could
Yeah.
sing. So it's fun for us as an audience to see you guys kind of in a different light. Whether you've been on Broadway or not, I hope they bring something like that back because it was
Yeah.
very
Me too.
cool.
Me too. We'll see what they do this year, but it was fun.
Yeah. Kansas City, this was my first year getting go weekend one as well. So
Okay. Yeah.
also fun seeing you in the reindeer blow up costume. Do you get voted in to do that or
You just leave any props up for me, and I'll figure out a way to get that on my body.
Oh my goodness, that was so much fun. It was fun to see you guys in Kansas City as well. So, and then you've got a new experience coming up July. You're doing both
Yeah.
weekends. So you've got what, 10 days of travel?
10 days of everybody just seeing me make a fool out of myself. Yeah. I don't know what to expect. I think it's exactly what you'd get on the cruise in a way, or
Okay.
yeah, the shows that we had, the shows that weren't on the main stage, the ones that were on the, in the theater stage, where it's more um like improv type based stuff, where people yell out a noun, a verb, and a place, a type of profession, and we have to, put on
Yes.
some sort of act. And it's Nikki and myself and Ashley who are doing two back-to-back weeks, and then we have Jonathan and Kim, Paul, Tamara, that are going to rotate through on week one to week two. Yeah, and we're stopping in. I don't even know all the stops. I had my cousin reached out to me not too long ago, and she was like, "Andrew, I'm going to see you in Albany."
Yeah.
I was like, "What? When am I going to Albany?" She goes, "You don't, you didn't know you were stopping in Albany?" And like, I don't really pay attention to the stops. All I know is I'm going to get on a bus
Here.
at this date, and it's actually going to be fun to see,
Yeah.
to be
Are you guys
surprised.
busing it from place to place?
We're busing it from place to place.
Oh, yeah. You guys need to like videotape the inside of this thing, the road trip part of it.
Oh,
That's
I mean,
what'll sell money right
Stephanie,
there.
you know that there's going to be a lot of videoing on this bus. There's going to be so much content on this bus. So, and I don't know, they might wrap the bus like we're on tour, like like
Yeah.
a band or something, which I think they probably will wrap it like they did. They wrapped a bus. We drove a bus down Fifth Avenue, a Countdown to Christmas bus, when we watched the holiday
Oh, yeah.
spectacular, Jenna Claire's first movie.
Mhm.
And that was incredible. Like driving down Fifth Avenue on a Countdown to Christmas bus with all my friends, going to Radio City Music Hall to watch the premiere of this movie. And the Rockettes performed for us.
Wow.
So it was, yeah, it was really cool. The Hallmark, I mean, the stuff that they're doing right now, that they're carving out, and how they're identifying themselves as this different brand that kind of gives people a, a personalized, or like you get to physically meet us, an
Yeah.
experience where you get to physically meet us and watch the movies. It's very similar to Disney, where you watch the movies, Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy, whatever, and then you can see them when you go to the space, when you go to Disney World or Disneyland. Um, I didn't know this until a few years ago, but Don Hall Sr., who is the founder of Hallmark, had built his brand alongside Walt Disney. And so
Oh,
to see the evolution of where it's come now, you know, 50 years later or whatever it um, is amazing. No other network is doing what Hallmark is doing, and giving people this type of unique experience.
Hmm. Yeah, it's been really fun to watch, and I'm interested to see how this one plays out. Like, let's bus ride. You're in New York. You're in the New England area, so you're kind of you don't have a lot of travel, but
Indulge me, Stephanie. Please tell me what am I doing on the
You
first?
will have one road trip from Pennsylvania all the way to Nebraska. There's a
Okay,
lot
is
that
that
could
the first
happen.
week or is that the
That's the
second week?
second weekend. This because I
Okay,
went to look to see how far I am away from one of the spots. And the
okay,
closest for me is 5.5 hours away, and that's Omaha. And but so there's a road trip with
yeah.
all your peeps all the way from Pennsylvania to Nebraska. A lot can happen.
How many hours is that? Probably
Well,
like 10.
at least, yeah, at least,
Wow.
yeah.
See, I drove from
You're going all the way
Montreal.
across Iowa, and Iowa is nice and wide.
Yes, nice and wide, huh? I drove from Montreal, where I'm originally from, to Los Angeles 4 times with my dog, with my husky, and one time with my buddy who, when I was 21 years old, when I first made it out to LA
Yeah,
as a young actor who was naive, didn't know what I was doing, but I was like, all right, I'm just try my way in Hollywood. And so I went out there one time with him, and then the other 3 times was with my wife
yeah.
and our dog, our husky. And so I've driven these roads before. It'll all come back to me. I
This
did
one's
like the
easy
old
peasy. I mean,
Route
and you're stopping. You're
66,
stopping
and
every day, so no big deal.
yeah,
2 or 3 hours here to the next one, and so, but it'll be fun, I'm sure.
yeah. If it's anything like the bus tour that we did a year ago when we stopped in Washington, and then we drove to Philadelphia, and then we went to New York,
Yeah.
all within a 3-day span. All we did was listen to music and dance. We just blasted music and danced and had a great time. Annie Howell, who's the head of communications, her and I are like the DJs,
Yes.
and she's so much fun. And we would just play a whole bunch of like ABBA and
Yes.
yeah,
Nice.
you name it, funk soul music, a lot of
Yes.
disco. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, well, that'll be great. Yeah, you'll have to get some video footage. Maybe you guys could go live one time to really like
Oh yeah, that's a good
look
idea. We
at it.
should go
Wouldn't that
live.
be fun? That'd be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about your new movie coming out?
Why not?
I mean, we are wearing the
We're a
shirt.
few days away. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've heard a little bit. Can you tell everybody, this is really a fun story about how you got involved in this project, got Hallmark on board. You're an executive producer in this movie as well. So can you tell everybody a little bit about
Yeah,
how it came to
absolutely.
be?
Well, yeah, this is, 38 or 9 movies later, I think I've done with Hallmark now, but this one was really special. I feel like this is like a elevated grown-up version. It's what they call these tentpole movies, So a tentpole movie was the NFL partnership with Chiefs and Bills. The Opry movie was a tentpole movie. Um, they have a little bit of money, a little more money in the bank, so they put it on the screen. The cinematography in this movie is absolutely gorgeous. I had really fortunate to be on the Kelly Clarkson show last week, and I was talking to the producer, and the producer said, he's like, I don't really watch Hallmark movies, to be honest, but he goes, are they always this beautiful? Like, this movie is gorgeous. And I was like, you know what? They aren't always this beautiful, but they are. The Christmas movies are like, they're always, the set deck is just so on point. They are so great with creating these beautiful worlds, and that's why they're escape movies as well. Like, you really you're taken, you're sucked into this world. But this movie came to be. One of my best friends, Kelly, godmother to our kids. Her cousin is the CEO, Bill. He's the CEO of Churchill Downs. And I guess Hallmark a bunch of years ago had tried to do a movie with Derby, but it just didn't work out. Um, but when I called them and said, "Hey, listen, this is an opportunity. This they want to do this." Uh, Hallmark was like, okay, we've been trying to do this and it hasn't been able to come to fruition. But I guess there was different people at Derby, the marketing team, just different marketing team, and also Derby saw what Hallmark did with the NFL partnership, and I think it kind of sparked their interest. And they said our brands are very succinct; they're very similar, and also who Derby wants to see the Derby, Hallmark wants to watch their movies as well. So I think that there's also some like crossover in where they want more eyeballs too. And so yeah, it was. I mean, when you think of Churchill Downs and the Kentucky Derby, there's no other brand that can do it like Hallmark. It just would be different if it was a Netflix movie. It's just wouldn't be the same. But this is a multi-generational, old-fashioned love story about two people that meet that are very unlikely people to fall in love because of the class difference and who they are. And um, it is surrounded around this necklace that we were talking about earlier, this hero necklace that Hallmark has made now that are producing for sale. And we come across this necklace at the very beginning of the movie that's been lost for 100 years. And it basically, from there, that's the catalyst to this story unfolding. And there's this beautiful 1930s storyline that plays out. And then there's the present day storyline of myself and Odette, Annable's character, Sadie, and how we're trying not to fall into the same or follow in the footsteps of our past, which my great uncle didn't fall in love and didn't commit to his love of his life because they came from two different worlds. And so now Sadie and I, primarily me, because I'm happy. I have a great life. I'm living my dream. I always swore I'd never come back and work for my dad. My dad is the CEO of Churchill Downs. Um, Sadie, however, comes from a long line of women that have worked at the greenhouse, which I had no idea, but Churchill Downs has their own in-house greenhouse on the grounds because
Yeah.
there's so much there to maintain. So they have all their own flowers, they bring in everything, they have their own team of people that come in and are working on the grounds daily. And she's wanted to branch out. She's never wanted to fall. She never wanted to continue in her mother and grandmother's footsteps. She wants more in her life. And a dream of hers has always been to be a part of the garland of roses. And that's kind of like that's the the pinnacle of being a florist is to put together this rose blanket of 500 roses or 497, I think is the number of roses. And so there's a lot of stakes. There's one of the spires has been damaged in a storm, and the Derby's in 2 weeks. My dad calls me back from I'm living in Cleveland. I'm living in Cincinnati, and I always get those two places mixed up. I'm living in Cincinnati, and he asks me to come back and help with rebuilding these spires. I'm the only person that he trusts to get this job done properly. I'm a very talented architect. And my mom, as moms do, she is the one that convinces me to help my dad out. We've had a very strained relationship throughout the years. And then there's also a shortage of roses. So Sadie um, has now in her starting her own kind of like building her own relationships and her own side business has been given an opportunity to potentially do the garland of roses eventually. And there's a shortage of roses, so she's trying to figure that out. And all while we're also piecing together the history behind this necklace.
All while falling in love
Falling in love.
and righting the wrong that didn't happen all of those years ago.
Exactly.
So the spire is damaged. Was there? How did you guys pull that off?
Interesting thing. Churchill Downs, it's a very special, it's a very iconic fixture in at Churchill Downs. And they it was a very touchy subject. We almost weren't able to touch the spires.
Okay.
I went for dinner with Bill, and he's like, and we're a week or so into shooting. And he's like, so how's everything going? And I said, it's going great, and it's just surreal to be shooting at Churchill Downs, and we have access to all the nooks and crannies of Churchill Downs, and they couldn't be more supportive. But there was this one issue, this one main storyline issue that we it really works if we're able to have one piece of the storyline be this damaged spire. Like the spire got damaged in a storm, and right now Churchill Downs is saying that we can't really touch the spire. And he said, "Well, who at Churchill Downs is saying that you can't touch the spire?" And I'm like, I don't know if Samantha, our creative producer, has been in touch with the people. I think it's legal. You get lawyers involved in there. They always ruin everything, but he's like, wait a second, wait a second. We're having sushi. And he's like, wait a second. Sends a text message. This is like who he is in short, and why he is such an
Yeah.
incredible ambassador and such a great person for, for us to be doing a movie about and, tell that story. So he sends a quick text message and he's like, yeah, don't worry, go. You can do go have at it. And we had already changed a lot in the script because we were talking about we were going to damage the roof, just the
Got it.
roof in between the spires.
Yeah.
So huge storyline change, and I started looking into it more, and I was like, oh, like what is so iconic about these spires? And there was this architect named Joseph Dominic Valdez that had designed the spires 20 years after Churchill Downs had opened in 1895. So 1875 is when Churchill Downs opened, and then 1895 is when this guy was hired to build the spires. And overnight, basically, it became this fixture in American sport, and it became iconic, like Wrigley Field, the Ivy Wall at Wrigley Field, and Fenway Park Green Monster. And so, when you see that picture of Churchill Downs, that's you immediately
Yeah.
recognize it as Churchill Downs.
Yeah.
Not a lot of places do that, you so um so yeah, so we were able to tell that story, and I think it really changed it elevated the script.
Nice. So you still have 15 days, right? These are normally 15-day shoots.
15 days. Yep.
How is this one when this is a tentpole type movie and this is such like in my mind for Hallmark, this is just like opening up another new realm for them. How do you guys pull off a 15-day shoot along with you want to tell the Churchill Downs story? I've seen all of the promos and things that you guys have done. I've seen all of the trivia that you know about Churchill Downs. Now, like how does that change your schedule when you're doing this type of a movie?
uh
Or you just not
you know
sleep?
it doesn't necessarily, actually, funny enough, uh I so I did a lot of my work before showing up on set. Being an executive producer on this, I was part of this developing of the story, and I was on a lot of the development calls. I was on the score calls at the end of the movie. I was on color correcting. I was on like basically everything. So in that regard, there was a lot of work. But the acting portion of it was probably the lightest schedule I've ever had on a Hallmark movie, because there's a 1930s storyline. There's these two storylines playing out. We have a 2.5, 3 hour feature film length movie we could have cut together with the amount of footage we have from 1930s to the present day stuff. So we had to go through many iterations, three distinctly different iterations of this movie after it was cut together. So we saw the first one. It was very much a 50-50 1930s present day storyline, but there was so much in the present day that was missing. And
Mm,
so we dumbed that down a little bit, and then watched that take, and then we were like, okay, we're still missing some of these stakes of the present day of what these two characters are going through. And so again, we did another cut, and I think this last cut is I don't think this last cut is the most interesting, and the one that drives the story along, especially the A plot,
mhm,
of the Ash and Sadie characters love story. It drives it along much quicker, much faster, much, you know more to the point than the previous ones. I don't think you lose anything, but it is a shame when what footage hasn't made it to the movie, or to the
Hey,
cam to the
extended cut. Three wise
I
men.
know
Come on, right?
we have a lot of footage for an extended cut.
I
They
mean,
were
who do we
actually
need to?
talking about editing just the 1930s stuff as a teaser to
Nice.
set up this movie. And to
Nice.
say like, do we put more money on the screen? So one thing with Hallmark is that if they have 2.5 or 3.5 $4 million for a tentpole movie, it's about that. Um, Regular movies, it's about 1.4 or so. If they have that, it's all going on the screen. They don't Hallmark doesn't save any money. They don't say, okay, if we can save money, we're going to try to save money here. We're going to try. If they have that budget, that's exactly what's going on screen. What I think where you're going to see some different things in this movie is that they've done things like they bought a commercial on NBC right after the Derby, which they're going to, and I think they might show our movie during the Derby day because we do stream on
The
Peacock as
same day.
well. The same day
Yeah.
it airs that
Yeah.
night, right after the Derby. But they're going to be showing commercials on NBC. They've bought some
Nice.
commercial space, which is so cool for the
Nice.
brand, for us, for everybody. Um, yeah, so I think that's just where they're spending a little bit more of the money, and also, yeah, they do put it on camera. You really see it with the lighting packages and the cameras and the lenses. They have a few more lenses they were able to use, more background performers to make it feel more full. The wardrobe, all of that.
Let's talk wardrobe. I mean, there's some pretty cool outfits that we've already seen. Like, did you take anything home?
Uh, I did take a few things home. I took a few things home, but you know what? In a movie like this, I wasn't able to take too many things home because they're always worried about potential reshoots
Oh
if
yeah.
they
Yeah.
get the cut and then we need to reshoot something. So I took a few like minor things home. One thing I did take home, which I love, I have these two sets of cowboy boots.
Oh yeah.
I have these like brown alligator, which I feel terrible saying, but I mean they were made. I have them. These alligator boots are beautiful, and then this black pair of cowboy boots that are kind of like a mid cut boot. Um, really cool boots.
Nice.
Yeah,
You've got a background riding horses. I mean, you did a series where you were riding horses. Did you get on a horse while you were there?
yeah, I did. I did, and and I don't think it made the cut, but I get to jump on a horse and gallop off, and I
Nice.
did that 6 7 times, and I could have. I mean, I could be on a horseback all day. I
Yeah.
love I
Yeah.
love horseback riding. I had my bachelor party in Tombstone, Arizona. I had all my friends come out from Montreal. They hated me. 3 days on horseback, and they couldn't walk at the end of it. They were all getting on the airplane like they
Yeah.
pulled a groan. But yeah, no, that's horse. I
And
For
you're
me,
like, this is the best
westerns are where
bachelor
where
party
they're at.
ever.
Yeah, yeah. We're eating steaks by the fire, you know, riding horses, shooting guns, just like it was awesome.
Yeah.
Learning about the history of Tombstone and Geronimo, the last Indian to hold off during the Reservation Act. There was so much. Saw hieroglyphics. I mean, it was just an amazing trip.
Nice. That's awesome. We
Yeah.
need to figure out how to get you back on When Calls the Heart for an episode.
Oh,
He
please.
didn't go to
Yeah.
jail, did he? I mean, he's out of jail by now or anything. Like he needs to
He's
turn into a good
reformed. There was an idea potentially that I was going to be reformed, coming out, potentially a pastor. I don't know, but ships might have
maybe
she might have sailed by now.
it might have been fun though to have you just show back up in town as a pastor and just, it'd be
That's
fun.
what I'm talking about,
Because
Stephanie. I would
hey,
have loved that.
Hallmark is doing a lot more of these cameos now. So why not?
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your co-star, Odette, like this is her
Yes.
first Hallmark. I'm sitting here going, who else better than to welcome somebody to Hallmark as Andrew Walker? So what was that experience?
Thank you. It was incredible. I feel so lucky that I had her as my co-star in this movie. Hallmark has been trying to uh, snatch her up for a while and get her to be in a movie. I know that because talking to some of the execs, they're like, we have an offer out to Odette. We've been trying to get her on the network for a while, so it's so hopefully she accepts, and she did. And it was immediate. The first scene in the movie, you'll see now that I'm going to tell you, you'll look out for it. It's halfway through the movie. We're really falling for each other at this point. I have this whole conversation with her about the issues that I've had with my father and what I have always dreamt of doing. And it's just this like, bleeding heart moment, and just this, real honest moment. I have this huge long speech that I'm giving her. And then I bring her onto the dance floor, and then we have this real hot moment. And the creative producer, Samantha Sprecher, who, she's done a few Hallmark movies. She comes out from behind the camera, behind from Video Village where the monitors are, and she's like, "I don't know if are we allowed to have that much chemistry? Is that allowed in a Hallmark movie?" And she asked the director, Claire, and she's like, "Claire, is this allowed? Can we do this?" And I'm like, "Samantha, let it be what it is. It is what it is. This is great." No, Odette was just like, "What's happening right now? We're not allowed to do what we're doing." I'm like, "No, no, no, no. It's good. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. This is great. You're playing along. I'm playing. This is what you hope for in a leading lady, right? Or in a relate, on an on-camera relationship. Most of the time in a 15-day shoot, you're only really getting to know the person 8 days in. And then from eighth day on, you hope that you have some of these bigger scenes on day 8, 9, 10, the kissing scene on day 12, when you've already, like, hung out with this person, and you have a
Yeah.
little bit of a idea of who they are.
Yeah.
But no, Odette was so great. We had chemistry right out of the bat, or right out of the
Well,
gates.
we're excited to experience that. So whoever we need to let know, yeah, the chemistry is okay.
All
It can
right.
happen. It's great.
Okay.
So your director, I call her Director Claire, she also did Grand Ole Opry Christmas, another
She
big.
did.
So, what is that like when you have a director who has kind of directed one of these movies, who, are another tentpole movie for Hallmark, and knowing that caliber of work and being able to bring that over to a project like this?
Well, you just sit back and let her do what she does and feel like you're taken care of. It's not a lot of the time I not a lot of the time. Sometimes I feel like the trust factor might not be there if I see a frame and I'm like, "Oh boy, what's happening here?" It doesn't, it's not, they're not taking our best interests to heart here. Um, and you never want to be out of your you never want to break or have to think about that, right? You just want to feel like you're being taken care of. One thing about Claire is you feel very taken care of. She is somebody who will make adjustments that make so much sense. She always has little bits of input after scenes, and she is somebody who will say things to me that will crack open the whole evolution of who the character is. Like, she's like, there's one thing that you can do in a movie, and hopefully you find it sooner than later, that you go, "Oh, I acted this certain way, or I did this in this scene. So now I get who this character is. I
Yeah.
finally get to who this character is." You can wear the wardrobe, you can do everything, but there's certain things that just kind of like make you understand everything so much more innately. And so she's that type of person who will say things to you of value that will, that allow you to really get the person who you're portraying.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. Like, she did Villa Amore last year. It's still one of the top rated Hallmark movies on IMDb. And we just look at the shots that she got, the choices that she made, and then even Grand Ole Opry Christmas. And I'm a huge fan of her work. So another reason
It's
why
great.
I'm excited to see this one
You
as
and many
well.
other people, yeah, she is great. There's a reason why she's the go-to.
Yeah.
She's never stops working. Mhm.
Okay, so when you get done with this film, is there a scene that has stayed with you that you are so excited for fans to see?
I think it's that scene. I think the scene where we're at the bar, we're at the speakeasy. Um, and that's the other cool thing is Churchill Downs has three speakeasies on the property that are so interesting to get into. There's like one that has this iron horse that you have to lift up and press a button and the door opens, and then another one that's a painting on the wall that you have to press a button and then a horse's hoof or whatever, and then it opens up, the door opens up. So we're showing you one of the speakeasies and it's the time, like I said, when we're really falling for each other. But then there's this big turn in the scene that happens at the end, and which I won't ruin it for everybody. But that was one scene, and then the other scene is our actual meet cute was a really fun scene to play. We see each other for the first time. It's for the second time, but we really see each other for the first time in this bar, and
Mhm.
both of our friends push us to speak to each other, and it's a funny moment. And the scene, yeah, the scene is great. So I think those two scenes.
Is this one of those attraction, like at first sight kind of movies?
Yeah, it's a it is what it is. It's just an immediate attraction. Like I'm blown away. I'm head over heels for her the second I meet her. So it's just both of what life has planned for ourselves, or mainly for her. She doesn't have time to spend on building a relationship with somebody. She has dreams and things that she needs to get done in order to kind of attain what she's always wanted, what she's always wanted to be, which is a florist, not a greenhouse worker. So um I loved playing this movie because normally it's that, like, the banter of one person, they both kind of are like, they don't, it's friction at the beginning, there's conflict, they're like, well, I don't really like you either, I don't like you, but this movie's the opposite to that. It's an old-fashioned love story. It's like The Notebook,
We like those.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, you mentioned score. So when I was making my reel yesterday and trying to find some Kentucky Derby music, we're a very sports family, but horse riding, horse races is not something that's in our repertoire. So I'm learning all about the Kentucky Derby yesterday. And they're like the music part of the Kentucky Derby is a big deal. Like,
Huge deal, yeah.
yeah. So talk a little bit about, I know you said you worked on helping develop the score. I've seen some pretty amazing movies lately with Hallmark, and the music just really does take it to a whole nother level.
It does. It's such an important piece to storytelling. You can watch, it's actually funny. My niece's boyfriend is in a sound design school right now. He's training to become a sound designer. And one of his thesis projects is to recut a scene in Shrek. And he has to do the voice, he has to do all the background, he has to create the score, and how different that movie, or how different a movie can be from sound design, is just it's a game changer. So I we originally had we originally had more, I don't even know how you describe it, but the we were trying to find music that's more timeless,
Mhm.
and adding some horns, adding some more brass, not so much strings. And so, yeah, it with the Kentucky Derby vibe, like the bugler and stuff like that. We I saw the movie change from the first edit, from what I was saying to you before about the 1930s storyline,
Mhm.
to how it evolved into what it is now, plus the new score. They did an unreal job. I mean, it's a very, it's a nuance kind of, it's a nuance way of, or addition. It's like, i you can make or break a movie with the score.
100%. And we notice it too. I mean, I'm telling you, there's been some movies lately where I'm like, it so adds to the movie, and it's Hallmark. It's Hallmark movies, and I like it's next level. It's really cool to see
Yeah.
that happening.
They've really put an emphasis on that in the past 5 years, I'd say too. They have people that they've worked with on a regular basis, but they're also branching out and finding new people now. And it's, I think it's really showing, it's coming across.
Yeah. Are you enjoying the producing side of it?
Yeah, look, producing. I did Reluctant Royal last year.
Yeah.
I did this year. I have four more that I have that are coming up in the next few years, hopefully next year. But it allows me to bring elements to these movies of things that I've always wanted to bring to a Hallmark movie, whether it be a place I've wanted to shoot in. I wanted to shoot in Ireland for Reluctant Royal last year. I wanted to do a movie about a royal movie that was kind of the opposite of a royal movie, and sing karaoke. I love karaoke, so I incorporated that. So just it allows you to have a little more creative control and do the things that selfishly I've always wanted to do in these movies. So
Mhm.
yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I'm working with such great people too. Like the Hallmark execs, it's such an a non glamorous piece to this process.
Yeah.
They work so hard. How do you tell a familiar story differently 95 times a year for the last 25 years? It is it's such a it's such a difficult piece to this to creating these stories. It's like I don't know how they do it, honestly. How do they keep reinventing themselves? Um, so to be a part of that process and to see the things that they want to keep formulaic to the brand and identifiable to what Hallmark is, and then go, okay, we're willing to take a risk here, we're willing to take a risk there. It's very, I mean, educational for me.
Yeah. Well, it's fun for us to watch. I was looking on IMDb. You did 5 projects 2 years ago, 5 projects last year, and I'm like, does he take a break? But
This year I've taken a break. This year I've taken a break. It's been good.
along with Skin Mason, right?
Yes, yeah. I
I'm
know.
a
That's
beef
that's what keeps me
tallow.
out of trouble.
Okay, I'm a beef tallow girl.
Oh, are you? You use beef tallow?
Yeah, that is what I use as my moisturizer.
Oh, that's fantastic. Beef tallow is I've heard great things about beef tallow.
So tell me about your product as far because I've really gotten into clean products. So
Yeah.
talk to me about it.
Well, our products are science based. My partner is a physician. He is a heart and lung surgeon. He has brought a lot of what he uses in the ICU to bring back, kidney and liver function, bring it back like glutathione, peptides,
Mhm.
things that he's been using for years. And we have one of our doctor on the board of our directors is the founder of Botox. So she kind of brings her science background to how can we bring her knowledge, his knowledge, and a little bit of my knowledge to topicals, non-invasive topicals. And how can we allow people, like we call ourselves a longevity skincare brand, meaning that there's a lot of people that expect quick fixes, right? They're like, I want a quick fix. I want so, high highly active retinol or like fast acting retinols. They're not great for you. We use a
Oh,
slow release retinol. And a lot of the time we're dialing back on certain products that we use retinols in, or we not dialing back in our formulation process, um, unless it's the right amount. And so what we've done, I feel like really well is we filled a gap in each space. We have an exfoliating, like a deep exfoliating pad, which has a proprietary peptide that kills bacteria that forms acne. We've had some amazing reviews with this, where people have had, acne for their whole lives, and they just have not been able to find that pH balancer. And the wipes have done, incredible results for them. Made incredible results for them. And then we have a foaming cleanser, which is kind of the opposite side of the spectrum, which is a gentle foaming cleanser. It doesn't strip your natural biome. Most foaming cleansers do strip your biome. That's why you feel very dry after you use a foaming cleanser. This will keep your skin feeling nice and supple. We have a moisturizer that has peptides again, and a slow release retinol. Our serum has glutathione in it, and we have an eye cream that also has two different peptides in there, and so we've seen an amazing results from people, and we were on the verge of launching in a month from now a supplement called IO, Inside Out,
Okay.
and it's a 10 ingredient supplement that is for gut health and cell regeneration. So glutathione in that one,
Which is
and
huge. I've been learning so much about that one.
oh yeah, niacinamide. I mean, it's got like
Took
packed
both of
with.
those today.
Oh really?
Yeah, I took both of those today.
So I take about 24 supplements in a day. I take
I
a
have
bunch in the
about
morning.
13.
Yeah. So this is supposed to, like, for people like you and I, and for people that don't know what to take,
Yeah.
instead of going and like having it divvying them all
Yeah.
out in my little pill box or whatever, I now can, this is two supplements a day, one in the morning, one at night. And then if you want to take your afternoon stuff, you can take your afternoon stuff. But really, this is just to fill the void of, we're taking taking the thinking away from you.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they're all backed by, by, with science. Like they've been around. All these ingredients have been around for years, and they've been put through all the trials as well. So really excited for this product to launch. I think it's going to really like set us apart from other people that are just doing the topicals. We're kind of starting from the inside out, which I think healthy skin starts from your gut health, starts
Got it.
from what you put in your
100%.
body.
I love that. We'll have to check that out for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'll send you some,
It's
Stephanie.
well, and just this morning I'm sitting there because I know what I specifically take is what I need. And I appreciate that. It's what I need. But I'm like, man, there's got to be an easier way. I'm like, open the bottle, one, open the bottle, two, open
I
the
know.
bottle, three. Just this morning was going through this process. And I'm like,
I
man,
have to preload. Like I do it on a day where I'm watching, hockey or watching whatever, and I'll take all my supplements out, and then I'll put them all in the pill box so I can just open it up,
yeah,
empty it out in the day, and know what I'm
I get it.
taking.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's remind everybody because we got a lot. Okay, remind us how we can get the shirts.
Okay. So
Okay.
dressingfestive.com. I also will have a link in my bio.
And I have one on
Um,
mine.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's where you get the shirts.
Okay.
And I will be, in the next few weeks, I'm going to be doing an announcement on where these proceeds are going to go.
Okay.
I kind of want to keep it on the down low right now, but the movie airs right after Derby on May 2nd at 8 p.m. and the next day on Hallmark Plus.
You got it.
And yeah, we're gonna be follow along on my Instagram, AWalk with 2Ks35, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of behind the scenes. I will be showing you, all the press stuff that I'll be doing when I'm in Derby, when I'm at the Kentucky Derby, all the parties, the red carpets, what I'll be wearing. So come along for the journey. I'm gonna be updating people a lot on
That's
this
awesome.
in this next week.
A lot of fun. And then people can go visit you on the Hallmark Experience, the live, what's it called?
Yes.
It's called hold on, I have it in my notes.
Hallmark Stars Live.
HallmarkStarsLive.com.
Mm-hmm.
They can go
Yep.
visit one of those 10 spots.
One of those 10 cities that I do not know.
End of
I know
July.
I'm in Omaha, Albany, Philly, I think
There's one
somewhere.
outside of Chicago. There's
Okay. Yeah.
one Western Pennsylvania, And then you've got several like Rhode Island, Connecticut, and in that area too. So
Beautiful.
yeah,
Okay.
so lots of fun. And hopefully that'll do really well and we'll just continue.
Yeah.
Because I
I
mean,
think
I
ticket
agree.
sales have done really well so far. I think they,
Those experiences are a lot of fun for people. So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm happy they are. Because I I wouldn't pay to come see me, but
You should
I,
definitely pay to come see Andrew, whether you're going to hear him sing Summer Love on a boat, which was
yeah,
awesome, or wearing a reindeer costume for Festive Feud, which I don't know who I need to let know, but that game is fantastic.
it's fantastic. Let me tell you, I joke. I say I wouldn't come to I wouldn't pay to see me, but I will promise everybody that they will get their money's worth because I am going to put on a great show for everybody.
You always do,
Thank you.
especially in the reindeer outfit,
I
also,
will. I'll bring that back just for you,
always.
Stephanie.
Andrew,
All
thank you
right.
so much for talking with me. It has been
Thank
a
you very
blast
much.
and so excited for everybody to see the movie, everybody go buy the shirt, and hopefully we'll connect again soon.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
All right, bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.